Hello! Welcome to the new studio. Yeah, we're almost completely done in here. Thank you for joining and watching each week as I've been trying to get this all sorted. We're nearly there. I have nearly done everything. If you haven't seen, go and check out that playlist. But doing all of that means I'm slightly behind on videos. So today, just find it over here. We've got Scrawlrbox. We need to unbox the April Scrawlrbox and see exactly what is inside. I still haven't done the challenge from last time either, but we'll get to that. Maybe I'll do a double challenge video, or I'll just do 2 videos. Who knows? But oh my god, it is so nice to have this space. So I'm ready for live streaming and all sorts, and it's just going to be so much fun. So you're going to be seeing a lot more content from me in the future. But right now, let's get everything set up and let's unbox this Scrawlrbox. Well, hello there. Oh, it sounded like Scar then. So we are in a slightly different angle to usual because I haven't got everything set up in here yet, and I usually have a shelf up here with a downward facing bracket so I can attach my camera to it. But what I do have is my Scrawlrbox, a cup of coffee, and a can-do attitude, and that's all you need, apparently, to make YouTube videos. Let me just have a little sip of this. Lovely. Right. So Scrawlrbox, if you don't know, Scrawlrbox is a monthly art subscription box. The content of the box always outweighs the cost of the box, and there's more than just art supplies in there. There's the Scrawler zine and lots of other bits as well. Every month the contents are put together by an artist or designer, and you get to see the featured artists and the artwork that they create with the supplies in the box as well. So, enough of me waffling on. Let's get this open. Whoop. There we go. Let's have a little look inside. Oh, okay. I've just seen something, so I already know something that's in here. I'm going to pop this over to one side. Oh, we've got 2 packages this time. That's very unusual. We've got Scrawler zine. Here we go. We'll go through that afterwards. We've got this artist, which of course is Stuart Semple. I know Stuart very well. We've actually spoken a few times on Instagram in DMs about potential products. But yeah, and then we've got, is this, oh, I thought it was going to be black watercolour paper then. We've got watercolour paper, 10 sheets, 200 GSM, acid free. It depends what we've got, if it's watercolours, because 200 GSM is a little light for watercolour paper. It can sometimes buckle, but we'll see. We'll come to that. But yeah, this is very indicative of Stuart's work. Let's just have a look at that. There we go. So Stuart is a multidisciplinary British artist whose practice spans painting, performance, internet art and installation. Look, if you don't know Stuart Semple, then what kind of rock have you been living under? Because he is massive in the art world, not just for his art, but also for his products as well, which is what I am assuming we have got in here. You know what they say, never assume. Assume makes an ass of me and you. Let's have a little look in this one first. We'll crack this one open. And this has got oh, a nice big chunky brush. We've got a number 16 flat brush. It's a Marabou decoration hobby. It's a really nice colour. Love that pink. We've also got our sweet and mint humbug. I'm guessing that's going to be vegetarian. They usually are. And we've got our sticker as well, which is a little take on the artwork that we've got. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Now let's have a look in here. So this has been packaged by Stuart Semple, as you can see. It's got a little thing on there. Okay. Let's have a little look. Right, so this says, look at me with my busiest busy formal info card. And then we've got, there we go. We've got some information for Stuart there and some codes. I'm not going to share because there's 3 things on there. I'm going to keep those for myself. But we've got that little thing there. So it's the reason it says busiest busy. If you don't know, Stuart Semple does things like the blackest black, which I have done videos on before. The pinkest pink, which is here. Is this the powder? I believe it is. We've got the world's brightest white paint. We've got Easy Klein. So Easy Klein, there is, what's the name of the shop? Tiffany's. Tiffany's had trademarked a blue colour, and then Stuart Semple has gone ahead and made his own version of that colour, because Stuart, quite rightly, as I always say as well, you know, colours should not be copyrighted, they belong to everyone. Now this screw lid has not been put on properly. Let me just sort that out. There we go. Lovely. I know all of Stuart's things are hand assembled in a factory, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Let's just make sure these are all on nice and straight. There we go. I think I'm going to have to tag Stuart in this as well. So we've got black 4.0. Actually, let me just find, hold on 1 second. This is my black 3.0, which is a very interesting paint. And then this is the black 4.0. I do like these little pouches as well, these little things. World's Brightest White is going to be very interesting to work with. Let me just have a little, let's open this, because I'm pretty sure that the Pinkest Pink comes as both a paint and a powder. Yeah, this is the powder. There we go. Look at that. So Stuart, look how pink that looks on camera. Oh my goodness. What about the white? Does it look really white? It does. Look how white that is. Blimey, I could paint like a white balance card with that for the start of all of my videos and get all of my lighting looking great. And it's lovely that we've got a pink brush to go with this black and pink set. So you can really see where Stuart's gone with this piece. Interestingly, hasn't used the Klein. And that's one thing about Scrawlrbox. You get all of these supplies. You don't have to use every single one in every single piece of artwork. You can just pick and choose what you want to do. Right, I'm going to bring the camera a bit closer, I think. Change the angle a little bit, and then we'll have a little look at the Scrawler zine. See what is inside there. And, yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. Okay, let's have a little look in the zine. This is a really awkward angle for me, but it's fine, it's fine. Okay, so we've got a little look at our supplies. So we've got Blackest Black, Whitest White, the Easy Klein, the Pinkest Pink paintbrush, the Humbug, which is vegan and gluten-free, and what's that say? Gelatin-free as well, which is great. So I'm going to be interested to see how this pink works in here. Let's go through. So we've got, yeah, behind the scenes of Stuart Semple. So if you don't know Stuart, go and read this, because he is a fascinating man. I think I remember seeing him on Blue Peter years ago. Scrawler tips, yeah, swatch them out. Okay, so the pink can be used just with water. I'm going to have a proper read through this so we can find out what to do with the supplies. Mix the pink into a paste in a separate pot before you apply it to the page, or mix with other paints. A little water will result in a stiff paste. More will add, easier to become work with, as well as... Okay, excellent. Yeah, so it's a water-based paint. That's good to know. Using Culture Hustle paints. So there's a little instructional there. Actually, this is a really nice idea, this kind of optical illusion. Having Blackest Black, Whitest White is going to be great for that kind of stuff. Artist advice behind the artworks, Stuart's tips, Stuart's stash. What else have we got? We've got the gallery. So this is inspired by... we've got some lovely pieces here. Any names that I recognise? Giraffe Fever art. I do recognise that one. I think that's the only one, but some lovely pieces of art there. And then we've got Ava, Crystal, and Amanda, who are our top three there. Look at those. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, then we've got the Scrawler Roundup. These are some other pieces from the past. Oh, I remember this challenge. I was in Scrawler Zine for that one. And then we've got Pushing Boundaries, Damien Hirst, Marcus Harvey. And then we've got a live. And then our Scrawler Challenge, Ripple Effect. Ripple Effect, there we go. So actually, like I said, optical illusion and the thing of ripple effect, I think we can do something really fun with these paints. But we need to swatch them out. So, first things first. Let's check our paper. It's looking good to me. It's going to be... Now, are there instructions on any of these? There's not. I know from using Black 3.0 that once you paint it down, don't touch it. Once it's dry, do not touch it. It has a mattifying effect. That's one of the things that makes it the blackest black. It reflects no light because it's super matte and super black. Once you touch it, you actually create the oils on your skin will create a sheen, and then it's no longer the blackest black because it's reflecting light. I wonder if 4.0 deals with some of those issues. I need to get some water to be able to do this. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, I've got water, I've got some tissue as well to clean off the brush as we go. So what I'm going to think about this new studio is I have my own sink in here. It literally takes seconds to go and get what I need. I am going to use, you know what, I'm going to put a little bit on the box. I'm going to use this as my palette today because I actually don't know where my palettes are. They're around somewhere. Okay, we've got little things on the top. Actually, I could just use this, couldn't I? There we go. We've definitely got some black. The little sealer popped on top, so we've got a little bit extra there. And it's on my fingers already. Okay. Let's just squeeze a little bit of this blue out. The blue's a little bit watery, so I'm just going to give it a little shake in there. Woo, yeah. These are so fluid, so fluid. Now it's going to be difficult to see the white, so I think I'm going to start with the blue and just pop that. Oh, that is such a gorgeous colour. Look at that. Stunning, absolutely stunning. If I remember rightly from my other, I need to get my studio lighting set up in here as well. If I remember rightly from the 3.0, these do dry pretty quickly. I think I'm going to need a bit more of that black. Can I get any off of there? Yeah, the other thing I learned from the black, don't water it down. Just use it as it is. Look at that going down. How are we doing for drying? The blue's already nearly dry. The black is nearly dry as well. So you'll see as it dries, it loses more and more of its reflective nature. And it becomes just this super matte black. I'm going to let that completely dry before I... look at its water as well. For such a small amount of paint. Wow, it is so hyperpigmented. There we go, some fresh water. Now, you know what? I don't know whether Stuart is going to see this. I know he saw my Black 3.0 video. But Stuart, if you are watching, hi! How's it going? Long time no see. Remember, we need to have that chat about paint pans. Right, let's try. I think this is nice and clean. That's nearly dry. Let's try a bit of this white. Again, I'm just going to pick it up from here. It goes over the black very well. It goes over the blue very well. And on the white, you can see it. I'm not sure how clear you're going to see this on the camera, but it is. Yeah, can you see how white that is against the white paper? Now, the thing I am most intrigued about, the pinkest pink. So it says to mix it into a paste off on something else. So what have I got that I can mix it? You know, should I use the box or should I get... I know what I've got. I've got just a bit of plastic here. So let's take a little bit of this powder. I feel like we're going to get very messy now. I can't believe how luminous this looks on camera. I mean, it's luminous in real life on the camera, even more so. I'm just going to pick up a little bit with my paintbrush. And pop. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. I am going to add a little bit more water. Let's get this down. Yeah, this really does need proper preparation, not just me dipping a paintbrush in like that. It needs to be properly mixed into a paste. But let's just add a little bit more here. Look at that. That is such a stunning colour. And it cleans off the brush super quickly as well. Wow! I can't believe I haven't tried this one before. That's insane. I'm kind of inspired by this as well, the Mint Humbug, but this is probably going to be gone by the time I get to do the challenge video. But yeah, guys, this is really an interesting one. I really want to know your guys' thoughts because I have my own views on Stuart and the art supplies. I know other people have other views, but these are so interesting. These are so interesting, and I'm very excited to be playing around with them. But I think for today that is going to be it. So thank you very much for joining me today. Really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Next time you come here, there will be a few more changes, and hopefully the camera angle will be a little bit better. But until next time, as always, goodbye.